Welcome to all the classic car enthusiasts. So Amir's working on the front of this car, this XK, and you can see here he's just done this piece. What had happened was we were fairly sure that this left-hand wing had been changed, but we're more than sure now that both of them have been changed because there's some anomalies came to light, and it was only really after sandblasting you see a lot of this stuff. And there were some issues with the front. You can see the front's square now, and this wasn't like that before. There's a little bit there that has to be pulled out. But Amir's going to show you a couple of things. So if you're looking at these cars, to point out, if you see first of all this returned edge here, where his finger is there, just on that you see how that's been, is actually lie down. It's not straight. The amount of overlying lip is longer there. So this has obviously been a new wing, and they haven't cut it to the right shape. The next thing is up here. He'll point out. Yeah, you see there where his finger is. If I zoom in there, you can see that has had a new wing, and that's not been put back in correctly. The other bit is that ragged where his finger is now. You can see all that ragged weld in there. The biggest thing that we noticed first of all was on the door where it's not spot welded correctly, and that's what brought it to our attention firstly. But also in this corner you can see that the welding's not right either. But if you look on this wing, it looks like those it's not coming up very well, I don't think, and maybe it's just it. You can see that the spot welds, it's a bit too light maybe, you can see that the spot welds look reasonably correct there, whereas on the other side they look rough. You can see the so this battery's going down, maybe it won't last. And that's really what brought it to our attention, and you can see, as I said, that weld right in the corner there. So if you're looking at a car, this is probably the things to look for. And this probably would explain why these light pods were in such good condition, because it's the same age, 58, and mine were rotten, but these were in really good condition, apart from these side light pods. But they were rusted but not holed like mine were, and that would explain why, because the wings have been changed at some point. Anyway, so with the Mini, yes, Amir's used some 800 on this side, and you can, if you feel the wing, you can see there's still some work to do, but you can hear the wing is beautiful and smooth, like glass. Yes, like he said. And when you go to this side, it's like sandpaper. So you can hear the difference. And according to my specialist for painting, 800 really is as far as you need to go down, because it needs to have some something to key onto. You don't want it too good, but that's really nice now. And this will get another paint anyway, completely, before it's painted, and then we'll go from there. Right, just two last things I wanted to show you. Hopefully this battery will stay alive long enough. Alright, so a little tip here on welding. You can see here I've got a piece, and the ends we had to put a new piece in there. They were quite rotten. After we drilled them out, you could see they were in quite a mess, both sides. So I let new pieces in, and they're on the inside of the door, so it won't be seen anyway, but I will cut them back. But with older material, with new material, it's a bit easier to weld together because they're the same thickness. But you can see here I've got this copper bar. This is a buzz bar out of a 3-phase electrical box, and you can see here what I've done is I've pinned it up against the copper up against where I'm welding. And when it's old like this, it's easy to blow it through. I'm sure you've all had it. So hopefully I won't damage the camera, but I'll just try and do a couple of little tack welds, and hopefully it'll work. So you can see how it is now, and there's a little gap there. So I'll just start to do and film. And you can see there I've just made that little weld, and how much easier it is to build it up. And if you don't have that copper on it, I'll let this fall off because I've only got one hand, I think. So now I'll do it without the copper behind it, and you can see what it'll do. It'll probably blow through. It hasn't, but the chances are Yeah, you see, and there's it blown through. So with the copper behind it, because it's a different metal, it won't stick to it. Okay, and the last thing, just a short video for tonight, is these are the lights off the back of the XK150s. Now in America, Lucas, they used to call this in America Prince of Darkness. They had the red turn signal and the stoplight, which was one bulb. You can see there's only going to be one bulb in it. Obviously two elements. I guess that's the way the wiring was done. But this is not allowed in Britain and Europe, even though it came with the car. This is a 58 style rear light. Now in 59 or 60, they brought a bigger light out with an orange top and a stoplight bottom, and even it's much longer than this. It comes down to about here somewhere, and it has a round reflector as well. So these are the new ones that will be going onto it, and you can see that that's how they sit like that together. So that's what we're going to do. Unfortunately, you have to have them made to order, and you can imagine, but this is, for each side is £190 plus VAT, so about 220 quid. And these are serviceable. They probably could be cleaned up, but to be honest, mine were quite bad. These are off Johan's car, but even so, by the time you re-chrome these, get these acid etched and re-chromed, coppered and re-chromed, you're probably looking at that kind of money anyway. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to end up buying the new rear lights, which mount directly to the body in the same way, except they're slightly longer because of the orange red and the round reflector at the bottom. So anyway, little tip for today. So if you're having problems and you're going through like that, just use the copper, and as long as you hold it right up against it, you'll get a good penetration and good weld on either side, and hope that helps out. So take care and catch you in a couple of days. Bye for now. Bye.